Okay, we are back with a revisit of the Schrade Uproar. They recently sent me these two, and they were brand new. They said they opened the box for quality checks. Here is the packaging that you would get with one. These are part of their beta series, and their beta series is it says here, assembled in the US with foreign and domestic parts. Their Delta series, which I've also done videos on, their Alpha series. Their Alpha series is full on US made and all of that. The Delta series, I'm not really sure if I've done a Delta or not. I've done a lot of knives. I can't remember them all, especially when it comes to like some production ones. I really don't remember. But it was back in October of 22, and it is now July of 24, when I first got my Uproar. It's basically the same knife. Nothing has really changed other than the logo here on the pocket clip. Before, it didn't have that. It just had the logo, but not the name. So this was the original offering that they had. D2 stonewashed aluminum scales, 3-inch blade. What do they say on the back of the box here? I didn't do all the measurements. 7 3/4 overall with a 3-inch blade. It comes relatively sharp for a production knife. I think I'm a little bit maybe skewed with a lot of the customs that I get that are like scary sharp. So production knives that come sharp, I'm like, yeah, it'll cut, but it's nothing to write home about. And that's not a bad thing. It's not negative. That's just how production knives are. I would not expect crazy sharpness from a $99 production knife. Okay. So, but they do have other options now. Here it is in coyote and black with a double-edged spear point, dagger point blade, partially serrated. This is equally sharp up here at the tip, and these serrations are really gnarly and will cut through cardboard, meat. Like this will tear through whatever you need it to tear through. I think the black one sounds like it hits a little harder, but I have not been able to make them fail. And a lot of times with OTFs recently out on the Facebook groups and the boards and all of that, people have been talking about some OTFs that come and they fail after 1 or 2 or 3 fires. I have had that happen to me before with TACCOM. They sent me a couple of different OTFs and they failed within like a day or so. These have never failed yet, just from fidgeting. Okay, I have not been out. I have not used them. I have not stabbed them in a tree or anything silliness like that. I have just fiddled with them in the office and they have not failed. Okay, my TACCOM, some other higher-end custom ones have been failing recently. Right out of the box, just firing it the first 5 times. So kudos to them for that. I will link to the video I did back in 2022 of this guy, which has way more details, way more specs, all of that. I don't want to be redundant, but I gave you the basics, and they do weigh in at 3.4 ounces. $99, not bad from the Schrade website. I think you can find it on like Knife Center, Blade HQ. Usually those ones are, a few bucks cheaper. And if you've got an account with them, you might have some, points or whatever, There is some blade play. That is normal. That's going to happen on almost every OTF. So don't stress about that. It's just part of the game. Yes, it being way off center is also just part of the OTF game. It is part of the OTF game that I don't really like. But it is what it is. Like, you know, if you have a car and it has 4 wheels and you don't like 4 wheels and you only want 3, then don't buy a car, buy something different, right? So, same principle, right? If you don't like it off center, then buy something different. You can buy an out the side automatic. These are centered. This is my Red Horse Knife Works Hellraiser automatic. Okay? If you got to have an auto and you want it to be centered, buy a side opener. If you want an OTF, just deal with it being off center. It's okay. So there you go. I won't belabor the point. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know your thoughts down below. I think Schrade is maybe making a comeback, and I said this a couple of years ago with their Alpha series, all made in the United States. I wish they would do more of the made in the United States ones and not these assembled in the United States with foreign and domestic parts. That's confusing. I think that tells us that tells me in my little pea brain that that's mostly foreign parts and pieces, and it's mostly assembled here. I mean, it says assembled in, but the way the rules are written, a lot of it doesn't need to be actually assembled here. There's certain percentages. And I don't have the rules in front of me, but there are laws that say that, you know, X percent needs to be assembled here to call it assembled here. It's not 100. It's not 90. So just be aware of that. I wish they would just do more of the Alpha, all made in America. Prices would go up a little bit, but, you know, that's okay too. All right, thanks, guys. Let me know your thoughts and check out the previous video up here and my Schrade playlist over there.